Yo, what is up, party people? We are going to be doing a back testing video, right? We're going to be asking ChatGPT, give me a random month and week to back test, right? Any year after 2021. Nice. Okay. Boom. So we're going to be backtesting September 2024 from the 16th through the 22nd, right? I don't want to do like 2 weeks. I don't want to do a month of backtesting because I feel like the video would honestly be too long and I wouldn't really be covering what I like to think in the market as much, right? So we're going to be doing a little series, right? I'm going to make this a little series and a part of my channel, right? So hopefully y'all fuck with that heavy, right? But 2024, September 14th through the 16th, to the 22nd actually. So 14th through the 22nd. Let's fucking do this. Can't really do Sunday, right? Because that's not even a trading day, but sure. This is what ChatGPT gave us, right? We're gonna equip our background. Let's do a 150K. I do want to start trading 150K, so I'm gonna start seeing how much that would actually be to risk, or what the risk would look like on those, right? And yeah, with that being said, let's start this session off, man. Cool. All right, let's go to New York session. All right, everything nice and dandy. We're on the daily time frame, buying. Okay, what do we have here? Whoa, it looks like I already, I guess, kind of backtested this one time. Probably in my journal, right? But who knows? Okay, we have low resistance at the highs, right? Immediate tell. Yeah, low resistance at the highs. We're clearly displacing and disrespecting this daily gap over here, right? It looks like we're inversing it, right? On ES, what do we have? Right, we don't have that high intact, right? If we did have this high intact, it would look a little bit better, but it looks a little weird on ES, right, with this SMT, right? I don't really like this SMT here, but it shouldn't really matter, right, since we are displacing already and disrespecting this gap, right? We just need to go on a lower time frame, see what's really going on, right? We do have low resistance lows below us, right, leading us into a 4-hour gap, right? So we're kind of in a little sticky situation right here, right? We're still completely bullish, right? We're still closing above old highs, right? As you can see here, right? But it does look like we're rejecting off of something, right? I don't really know what, to be honest with you. We still have an intermediate, not even intermediate high here. Could just be rejecting off of this order block-ish area, right? We didn't really tap it, but still could be rejecting off of those, right? But it looks like we're just displacing lower into this 4-hour. We might just get a slight retracement, right? Since this is like a daily move, right? I can't really expect it to just jump here in one day, right? But it does look like we might go lower for this session just to bounce back higher, right, throughout the week, right? So on the hourly, what do we really have, right? Do we have this 4-hour on ES? Probably, right? I didn't really check. We don't actually have that 4-hour on ES. Does that really matter? Does that really change anything? Not really. We still have this intermediate low. Actually don't have an intermediate low here, but yeah, it shouldn't really matter, shouldn't really change anything. What I like to see is, though, we did sweep out these accumulated lows, right, and did ran higher. So this right here would be some high resistance, right? So if we are being bullish, right, I do not want to see price go back down and retrace into here whatsoever. All right, and we did create a SMT here as well. So this is like if we go down here, right, I would expect us to just flush down and seek lower, right? What do we do on the 15-minute, right? We are rejecting out of here, right? This leg is sponsored. Do we have a 5-minute gap in here? Looks like we already mitigated our 5-minute gap, right? And we are displacing, right? So I would just like to target these lows, right? These are potential lows we could reverse off of, right? Not so much this low. This would be like a kind of a DOL, I would say, right? I might mark out this 5 minutes, see how it interacts with it. But other than that, nothing really on here. We have the 5 minute intermediate high. We could also resweep. So, but if we do go up here, I would expect this to just run higher, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll probably see how 9:30 opens now. Let's just see. Okay, opens up higher. What does it tap into? It taps into the higher 5 minute array. But now what are we doing, right? It looks like we just swept some accumulated lows, right? It looks like we're fading this, right? Maybe even a rejection block play right up in here. Is this SMT? Do we have SMT here? No SMT here though, so don't really know what it's trying to do, right? It could just automatically dump from here. It could just automatically pump from here. Really don't know what it's going to do from here, honestly, but it does look like it is gearing towards taking that range high over there. I'm not going to lie. Okay, we do respect this 1 minute gap right here. Looks like we create some LR. I'll go on a lower time frame now. Not the cleanest, right? If this was a little bit more clean, I'd honestly want to take longs up into this intermediate high and maybe even range high, right? But since it's not the cleanest, right, I'm just gonna wait it out here. Wait, bro, it's still Sunday, so I just chatted for Sunday, but honestly, let's see what's going on, right? Let's see if we're even correct here. Actually, I'll speed run this on the 1 minute. If we open up, hit the CE of this SMT, I'd probably want a long, right? No, we don't. We were just run lower. Cool. Whatever. It's a Sunday. I don't even know why it did that, right? I did skip to the next day, so it's whatever. Okay. What are we doing here? We went lower, right? Have we took this intermediate low yet? No, I don't think so. But we created a daily gap, right? We created a daily gap where the intermediate low was, right? Created a daily gap where the intermediate low was, right? We still have these highs. I don't think we're gonna run to those highs just yet, right? I do think we're gonna see a deeper retrace, and then potentially along maybe next week-ish, right? But I won't be seeing that since I won't be backtesting that, right? So we have this gap protecting this LR over here, right? Do we have SMT at the highs? Not really. We do have this SMT here, right? So this range high is protected, right? So I'd just like to see a little bit of a retrace here, dumped towards the daily gap and the 4 hour, right? If we have a smaller gap right here, that would be appreciated as well. I don't think we do. 30 minute. Okay, so we just have the hourly. Low-key, if we open lower, sweep out this low, I'd like to take longs here, just because of off the fact that we do have to go higher to run lower here, honestly. But opens up lower. Okay, it just takes out our DOL, to be honest. Not the best thing that could have happened, right? Looks like we're just accumulating. We might just get continuation shorts in here, depending on, looks like we're disrespecting this, right? Rightfully so as well, but we don't want to long this now since this is just a falling knife structure, right? We could just wait for this 5 minutes to open up, or I'll just see how it respects this 1 minute, right? Or this 1 minute as well. Right, it's like the opposite way, but bang. Bro, I need to change these colors, bro. What the fuck, bro? Price. Can I do white? Alright. Maybe not, fuck that. Alright. But let's see how the shit rolls out. Looks like we top equilibrium of this low range right here. And we have LR at the bottom, right? Respecting this. Let's see if I would like to take this trade here, but what I'm seeing is ES already ran the low, right? ES already ran the low. We opened up a 5. We opened up a 5 minute here. We also have a 1 minute gap here. So we're in between two little spots, right? We just tapped into a 4 hour as well, right? Low key, if we open up lower next candle, right? And the next candle, if we open up lower, we open up this. Do we already open up the 5 minute? Actually, I'll just skip one candle. Okay. Now the 5 minutes opened up, right? We created LR at these highs, right? So instead of taking continuation shorts, right, I do think this 1 minute gap is going to protect these low resistance lows, right, just for the moment until this 5 minute gap gets hit. And probably when the 5 minute gap gets hit, it's probably just going to run lower. But the most optimal trade for me right now is just to wait until this gets reswept, and then we get an IFEG up in here, right? Also a BPR in here. It's a 1 minute BPR. So I'd rather see longs right here. Honestly, I don't really do this in live market, but I'm gonna test this out here. I would like to see a limit order, and honestly, I don't know how I'd actually do this, right? So maybe this is like live. This is like live. I'm pondering it, right? So probably right here, right, and probably just range low, right? Let's see how it goes. This is also a good enough entry, right? We tap into that 1 minute. We resweep out the accumulation lows, right? Now we display this fully, right? This is also a good enough entry right here, honestly. What we don't have is the IFEG, but given everything else, right? Even if we have SMT here, that would be tough. No SMT though. Yeah, no SMT. That would have helped the case a little bit more, but just given everything else, this does look like a pretty decent trade to take, right? We have a CISD, right? I'd probably risk 2%, right? I'd like to go break even at this high, honestly. I want to see it close above that high, but this would also be risking it for the biscuit. Honestly, like we could just reverse off of this high. Yeah, I'll go break even here. It's probably good enough. Like if you want to displace, we would displace type of deal. Okay, now I'd definitely go break even, right? We closed above the high now, so it's like, yeah, perfect. Now we're displacing fully, right? We should just hit TP. Awesome, cool. That's a quick little TP there. Could have probably targeted 0.75 of the range as well. Maybe not. Depending on how you went break even, yeah, but probably not the best target, right? Let's see if we could have targeted the hourly. And yeah, you could have targeted the hourly as well, right? So depending on your risk profile, right, how you like to risk, how you like to hold your trades, this could have been either 6R or, as I call it, like a little 1 point whatever the fuck R I call it, you know what I mean? So yeah, pretty good trade to start off the session, right? So cool. Next session, right? And I'm gonna trade this like how I trade a funded account, right? So now I'd be risking my $200 days, right? Now I have a 3.8k buffer or whatever, so this would be around a what type of payout, bro? 3.8k divided by 2, so it's like $2,000, right? Unless I'm going for another winning day, but I mean another buffer day, you know what I mean? But yeah, okay, we take our range high there. Okay, what else? What else do we have? Shit. Okay, we have this 4 hour that opens up in 30 minutes, so that doesn't really matter right now. We are just continuing bullish structure. We opened up an end dog right after taking out these accumulated highs, right? We opened up an end dog. Nothing really to talk about here. We're just continuing bullish structure. yeah, just more continuation of bullish structure, right? We do have this intermediate low, but we do also have an unmitigated 15. I'd rather take longs here than short, to be honest. Never mind. Yes, looks pretty fucking clean for shorts. So if we have something, honestly, a 5 minute might do, 3 minute might do. Nah, you don't have any gaps in here to really short off of, right? We also have data highs above, right? But yeah, let's see how it opens. It opens higher, right? Honestly, if we sweep out data highs, this could be a decent short opportunity. We opened up lower though on ES. Do we take out these accumulated lows? No, we don't. Okay, so yeah, still pretty good target. Okay, we take out those. We displace here. Do we have an SMT? We do have an SMT. Honestly, this is good enough. We can take a short here off of this candle, really. After the displacement, right? Target either 930 low, right? So we can target 930 low. 930 low already got swept. It's okay. We can either target 930 low or these accumulated lows right here. Right. Only thing that is concerning that ES did make this low-key high resistance as whatchamacallit, high resistance as low, right? So I'd be more comfortable targeting 930 rather than the full accumulated range low, right? And we kind of fucked up our entry right here. We could have had this 1 and 2, but it's okay. We have 1.4. Let's just see what happens. Close below this, and then I'd go break even. Awesome. Go break even right here. Right now, if we do run back up to our break even, it's just cooked, bro, honestly. But you shouldn't. And there, perfect trade. Right. Why did I take this trade? Oh my god, there's no IPG. Oh my god, there's no IPG. It is the most high resistance point in the leg, right? What do we have here? We have SMT at the high. We already hit our PD array, right? Our PD array being this data high, right? We have a bunch of accumulation here at 930, and we also have accumulated lows here, right? All we would have to do is just displace a little bit, and that's just a pretty easy target, right? Okay. What do we have left? Does this run lower? It does, right? Let's see what it actually runs to though, because that would be crazy if it just runs to this gap, honestly. Would I expect it to run to that gap? Absolutely not, right? The accumulated lows are good enough, right? I would have held to the accumulated lows, honestly, but I didn't like how ES rejected, so I'd rather be safe and not. I'd be safe rather than sorry, right? So let's see if it drops down there. Depending if you went break even or not here, honestly, probably runs to that low as well. Okay, runs to that low as well for 4.2R, right? Pretty good trade, can't lie. You could have maybe caught a continuation in here, depending on how you seen this LR. If you would see this as LR or not. Me personally, I don't know if I would have took this continuation. Maybe, you know what I mean? But it's whatever. Right, so now we would have like an $8,000-ish balance, right? Right now that would be like a $4,000-ish payout, right? So for the rest of the session, I will be risking like $200 days, right? And depending on that, I'd either get a payout or I would not get a payout, right? If we get three more winning days, then we'd get a payout. If not, then I wouldn't, right? 4 hour. Okay, we took out this intermediate high, right, on both pairs. I don't really want to count this as an intermediate high though, to be honest with you. It is probably an intermediate high on the hourly, but we do have a bunch of low resistance being built up in here, but we are closing above these highs, so we're just gonna see the lower time frame, honestly. Lower time frame looks like there's more just accumulated lows that we could target, and it looks like we're just chopping around on ES, not really having a like set plan, right? Wish we had a like a, yeah, wait, this is perfect low-key. We have a 30-minute gap being put in place here. I'd like to mark out CE of this data wick right here, and we have range high, right? So what I'd like to see now, okay, perfect. We also have this in real low, right? So now what I would like to see is just it run lower, even higher, like higher or lower, and then yeah, definitely lower, right? We have these accumulated, we have accumulation on both. This is actually decent. Okay, both is not what I had intended, right? But shit, kind of puts us in a little bit of a difficult position. I'd really have to see ES here. Yes, reswept those lows, right? And we are in more of a bullish kind of disrespecting type of, I mean, a bearish disrespecting type of market condition, I would say, right? We take out those lows. Now, if I see like a good reaction, right, we also hit CE here. Yeah, if I see a good bullish reaction, okay, I don't like how there's LR being built up here, right? And I don't like how we just were spiking down. I'd probably wait for CE here, but, or I would wait for CE or at least the IFEG here, honestly. But yeah, and we get an IFEG there. That's pretty good. You get a turtle soup. Do we get no SMT here? But honestly, this is all right to take. It's not the best trade, but since we are going for $200 days, shouldn't really matter too much, right? We just need a couple of setups here, and we should be golden, right? I'll go CE of that wick, right? If we run lower, doesn't really shit. $200, $28.99, man. Can I risk $200 FX replay? 2 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 2. Wait, what if I add the dot first? Trick it a little bit. Boom. Now it's $200. Ooh, yeah, finesse FX replay. Okay. Now we have that. I'd probably just go 1-to-1 here, honestly. I don't even need 1-to-1. I only need like 150 days, but this is all I need. So it's, wow. Okay, we're back. Okay. Yeah, I definitely go break even here. Just because of that fucking candle. But yeah, probably hits. Oh. Okay. Good break even, regardless. You might get a re-entry here depending on if we have SMT or not. I might re-enter. We do have SMT, but let's see. Nah, we just dump lower. Yeah, I'd probably get off for this day. Good break even. Probably just go next day. All right, but yeah, shorts were probably better here. We did open up higher, right? We created that high resistance high, right, and then instantly dumped, right? Should have been just a sign to just dump, but it's whatever. Yeah, we also had low resistance lows at the bottom. Yeah, okay, let's see if it just kept dumping though. Oh, this would have been a good continuation, honestly. This 1 minute gap right here. Oh, kind of fumbled that, but let's see. Yeah, it already hit range low. Never mind. Yeah, kind of fumbled that. It's all right. It's whatever. Cool. Next day. What is this? Thursday, we have 2 more days, right? We have this range high over here. We're already super fucking bullish on ES, right? I think we're at all-time highs, right? So that kind of supports our idea into going into this daily high, right? This daily gap, probably even a weekly gap. We have this 1 hour PDR below, right? We're rejecting out of that 1 hour PDR. Yeah, we're rejecting out of that one on ES, right? So let's just check the 15 minute. We have a 15 minute gap here. Awesome. But I don't like this lower here. Honestly, it looks like some PO3 structure, right? It looks like we just took out some accumulated highs, right? Now we have this gap we want to inverse, right, and target lower, right? But I'd be a little bit more concerned, right, if yes, then already take this, right? So I'm kind of rationalizing longs here because of this SMT, right? But let's see what we do. We dump. Yeah, I just want to take shorts here, honestly. Yeah, completely discretionary play, but I'd low-key just want to click sell, but I'm not going to. We have this 1 minute gap. If we open up higher into this 1 minute gap, I will take shorts here. Yep. Okay, cool. Good enough for me here. I'll take shorts right here. All right, we take out these accumulated highs. All right, we hit the 1 minute PD array. Pretty good. All right, where could we head to? The 15 minute. I don't really like this break even spot, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Right. I mean, I don't like this. Yeah, I don't like this break even spot, and I don't like where my stop loss is at with this trade, but it really is whatever at this point, right? Because I do think we are going to displace lower and at least get a break even, right? I'm going break even here or the 15 minute. So yeah, I'd probably go break even there. Yeah, we probably just get break even. We should just displace lower though. Depending on the day, I might wait for the candle closure below. Yeah, so I'd definitely go break even there. And yeah, we are accumulating at the highs now, and we did tap into a 15, so we could just reverse here. But let's see. Hey, we got our winning day. Awesome, right? So another good trade, right? Yeah, just reading structure, right? Reading market, pretty easy, right? Let's get into our last day. Okay. You have a daily high over here, right? We're still at all-time highs ish, right? Let's see if we actually took out that daily gap, right? Oh yeah, we did. We are inside of the daily gap now, so no real reason to go higher at this point. I'd like to see some more shorts, right? We are holding this 4-hour gap though, and we did sweep out the accumulated lows, right? So we could just go higher based off that. Right, we have it also that we have accumulation. Yeah, we could just go higher, bro. Honestly, SMT at the lows as well. We let's see. We have a 15-minute gap. Okay, we're in between two 15 minutes, right? We have this 15 minute and we have this 15 minute, right? What have we been doing to these 15 minutes though, right? These two 15 minutes over here, we've been disrespecting them. So what are we most likely to see, right? We can see us retrace higher and then end up disrespecting these lows as well, right? Probably take out range low with some accumulation at these lows as well. So let's see how this opens up. Opens up higher. All right, I'm back. Don't really like to pause during these, right? I want to show like full authenticity, but I low-key had to dip out for a little second, right? I had to call, but it's whatever. Right, we have SMT at these highs put in place. We opened up higher, right? This would be good enough for me to take shorts, right? We also are displacing with a candle body closure below that with a little CISD, right? We had SMT at the highs as well. We don't have SMT at the highs, not the greatest, and we also have LR at the highs. But since we have everything else, right, I'd like to take this trade to 930 low. I'd probably go break even 930 low. Actually, this is a winning day trade, so it doesn't even really matter, right? So yeah, if this is 1-to-1, yeah, 1-to-1 here, I'd probably just take it just like these. And yeah, displaces. Oh, nice. Gets reset there, but we could just get a re-entry, honestly. I don't think it just happened to a 1 minute gap. I think it's just opening up higher, put it in that SMT at these highs, right? So nothing really to worry about. Yeah, we get a good displacement there. I'd retry over here, right? If we do end up losing this one, I would not re-enter, right? We have SMT at the highs though. We have 930 low, right? We have accumulation lows on ES, right? So it's looking pretty good. Awesome. Go break even right there, and beautiful. So yeah, the only thing wrong with this original setup is that we had these accumulated highs with no SMT, right? Not protecting our stop loss, right? But with this, we had a SMT at the highs, right? We had a clean displacement candle, right? And yeah, we could have also probably did body candle, right? With this displacement candle or with CE, right? But we had 1-to-1 here, so I just took it there. We could also probably hold it to range low. Absolutely not. That would have got sniped. But holding it to 930 low is pretty good here because we have already created that high resistance point right there, and we were just targeting a we were just targeting a intermediate low. But with that being said, that's the end of this backtesting session. Let's just go over our stats real quick. We had a 83% win rate over 6 trades, right? Made over $50,000-ish, right? No losing days, right? We had break-even days, right? But overall, this would have not been a payout week, right? This would have been a good low buffer week, right? Or maybe even a count pass week, depending on how we traded it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully, y'all will see me in the next video and backtesting another random, month or week, right? So with that being said,